Three Corners is just your average small town, standing on the banks of a flood-prone river with a large pub anchoring the village at a once famous three-way intersection. Now it's simply convenient as people chase the country dream, the country lifestyle, just not the unceasing agricultural workload. Three Corners proudly supports a post office, a bakery, a cafe, a bookshop, a grocery store, gelateria, a few antique shops, and the usual high-end art and stylish home stores peddling the trend without the substance. Population 2,000-ish. But like all small towns, scratch the surface and you'll be surprised at what you find underneath. In that sense, Three Corners is really no different to any other small town I know. Except perhaps for some of the characters you might meet. The new real estate agent. When the car slowly motored up the main street, all of Three Corners held their breath. It was beautiful, magnificent, a complete package of perfection in symmetry, colour and trend. The young gentleman who drove steered with a knowing smile, aware of the attention, and he basked in the warmth of a collective stare. He slowly reversed into the angled space directly outside the Cake Hole Cafe with the confident knowledge of the inherently lucky that a close park was his due. With the same languid energy with which he drove up the street, he swivelled in his seat to alight. A warm and perfect summer day. The dappled sun glinted gloriously off his golden locks, complemented by a cheeky smile and come-hither stare that made the local women blush, and the men contemplate a different set of ideas. He flirted outrageously with anyone in his path as he sauntered down the main street talking to one and all. A clear look here, a firm handshake there, a whitened, wide smile to all. Yes, the new real estate agent had arrived in town. Not for him the suits of old, more a calculated and casual country road appearance. He radiated goodwill, kindness, keenness. He was there to woo. To turn Three Corners into a mecca for the corporate hippies and tree changers, the fly-in and fly-outs and those with the money to spend on an idyllic acreage retreat where they could boast of running livestock, like chickens, and eating organically, scrumping the next-door neighbour's apples that overhung the fence, and getting close to the earth by directing their landscape designers. This was going to be his masterpiece. Manicured and groomed, he unleashed the full force of his personality on Three Corners. And perhaps the results would have been a little different had the wind not barreled down Main Street like its very own personalised hurricane and lifted his remarkable locks from his head in one magnificent swoop. Released from his scalp, the wig took on a life of its own, flying freely through the Saturday crowds, kissing cheeks, tickling noses, being chased by dogs dragging their owners, until it finally rested in the old pine tree and hung publicly, though no less precariously, on the head of the Christmas angel. Right at the very top. Today's episode of Three Corners featured the spotlight tones of me. For more stories, go to hittheroadjack.com.au or subscribe to Three Corners Podcast.